Usapang sex muna tayo. We are here to react sa post ng isang netizen about kay Don Chang tungkol sa sinabi niyang statement about sex. Sobrang hot topic dito sa Pilipinas kasi nga hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin natin mapagtanto ano ba talaga itong napakahiwagang bagay na to. Madalas lang natin siya nakikita dati sa TV, ngayon madalas na natin siyang ina-access sa internet using different kinds of porn websites. Literally thousands of websites. But it's just the tip of the iceberg. Now let's dig in. Sabi niya, palang sa unang statement niya, another celebrity is trying to be relevant. Wait, aren't you doing the same thing? You think by reacting on her statement, you're not trying to be relevant? Well, I guess everyone on social media at some point is trying to be relevant. They are trying to put meaning on their lives. So, don't hog all the relevance that you will garner by thinking that you are the ideas you only want will have the sole right to be relevant. It's called bias. Sabi mo pa, when the left tries to promote their view. Since when did sex become a leftist view? Just my 2 cents. You think this is a leftist view because this topic is about releasing the tight grip that we have on the topic of sex, and it will crash with the idea of God on it. Now, going further, it's about time we face the reality. Sex is a part of life. Yes, I fully agree. Most normal humans want it. Any sector of humanity wants it. Heck, even religion wants it, either by experience or by control. You said we already affirmed that sex is part of life from time immemorial. Time pa ni Eva at Adan. Wait, what? Okay, Eva at Adan. Oh shit, here we go again. Moving forward. Sex is part of our design. Uh, design what? Wait, if she thinks the design is actually what she thinks is said on the Bible, then I think she needs to shut up and do not teach. Because as per the Bible, you're designed to be a sandwich maker. Yes, you need to be kailangan mo magpaalipin sa asawa mo. That's what the Bible says. So, did you get the argument that sex is being denied as a reality of life? It's either you don't get what she said, or you were just born yesterday. She was referring as to how society and religion is trying to hide the fact that teenagers are not having sex, or should have not been engaging in such activities according to the Philippine statistics authority. 1 in 10 young Filipino women aged 15 to 19 has begun childbearing. So buntis na agad sila. So what does that mean? Teenagers are doing sex. Unless you think it's the Holy Spirit that impregnated them. Now, second, teach children how to protect themselves. Well, sabi mo, this statement is vague. I disagree. No, it's not vague. You just didn't understand what protection means in a sexual manner. I think what she means is, aside from protecting themselves from sexually transmitted diseases, is they also need to protect themselves from other people who will try to abuse them sexually. Now, about the schools that teaches them to protect themselves, about the diseases, I think they're not doing enough, or maybe there's some parts that are missing, because if you have checked the data about the HIV in the Philippines, from January to March 2020, there were 2,818 newly confirmed HIV positive individuals reported to the HIV/AIDS and ART Registry of the Philippines, or HARP. The average number of people newly diagnosed with HIV per day in 2020 is 31. So clearly something is missing on the part where you think schools and internet disseminating information about sexually transmitted diseases, it just doesn't cut it. Now, what do you mean it neglects? It does not neglect the part that younger teens are starting to explore their sexuality at an early age. Sex is part of life for adults. Where did you get that? What's worse is that you think it's for married couple only. Sex is a deed for everyone who can. The moment a teenager starts exploring their body and decides that it feels good, most likely they will try to have sex. Kahit nga yung mga pare at pastor na di dapat nakikipag-sex, sila pa yung suki ng mga immoral na bagay na sinasabi mo. Rape and underage sex. Best pick ng religion yan. There's nothing immoral about sex. Your mentality decides that it was. Sex is for pleasure and procreating life. Do not try to monopolize the idea of what is right and wrong in doing sex. Third, no one tells them not to have sex. You just did. In the face, the church encourages the people to pursue purity when they themselves can't remain pure. Hypocrisy at its finest. 41% of women, sabi mo, feel depressed when doing casual sex or after doing casual sex. It doesn't hold any water. Malamang kinuha mo lang rin siya sa Google and nag-Google ka na lang rin naman. Dapat sinagad mo na. The problem with cross-sectional study is that people were asked to provide information at one particular point in time. This tells us very little about the complex interplay between young people's sexual behavior and their psychological health. It is impossible to tell from a cross-sectional study whether there is a cause and effect relationship. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na casual sex ang dahilan kung bakit sila depressed nang walang mas malalim na pag-aaral. Pwedeng iba ang magdulot ng pagka-depress nila or baka bago pa man sila makipag-sex, depressed na sila. Then sabi mo there is emotion and intimacy involved in sexual intercourse. So yung paborito mong porn star in love sa bawat makakasex nito? Yung mga taong nagpupunta sa spakol or sa prostitute in love? Prostitution is the oldest profession in the book, and it exists for such a reason. We are innately sexual animals, just like our closest primate cousins, the bonobos, closer than the chimpanzees. Kung di ka naniniwala about evolution, that's another problem. You quote a scientific study, yet you will deny another. It's called cognitive dissonance. In short, bias. Animals have no moral compass, sabi mo rin. Wrong. Animals have their own set of morality. You can see reciprocity, compassion, remorse, and you can even see dogs saving their masters. Well, another unrelated fact. Homosexuality can be seen on most of the species in the animal kingdom. That includes Homo sapiens. So you can also conclude that it is natural. You know what is that? Not natural? Religion. The only species practicing that is us, humans. Sex education is fine. Well, we agree on this one. But then you ask, on what kind of ideology? I think it's better if we adapt the scientific ways of doing things. Then I flip out when you say that casual sex is an idea of the leftists. You know what? Casual sex exists long before the idea of communism. So, where the hell did you get your facts? Sabi mo mahala yung mundo. Whether you liked it or not, we need to deal with it properly, not deny its existence. Your view of what human sexuality be should be long updated already. Not only that, it denies what really is happening. You only base your answer on an institution that knows nothing about sex, which is religion.